one easy draw is not the Storm, and its journey down south now as we delve into Melbourne Storm, facing off in a colossal round one clash against the reigning premiers Penrith, who convincingly took out both encounters last year. But that's not all. A thrilling twist awaits in their annual Anzac Day showdown against the Rabbitohs. Jane, with this intriguing lineup, where do you see the Storm charting their course in 2024?
Well, you never write off the Melbourne Storm.
No.
Interesting to see there's going to be a change to Anzac Day this year. That's I've really enjoyed them playing against the Kiwis, or the Warriors there, sorry, but the Warriors rightfully will get their home game, so we see a little bit of a change to that, and the Storm have a magnificent record, so maybe we'll see that record change, or at least challenge
Just a bit of a mix-up.
Yeah, well, they seem to relish playing the Warriors on Anzac Day, and you can see Coach Bellamy really taps into the players, you know, that storytelling ability. But you know, the Storm, you just can't afford to write them off. They've got some really exciting young players coming through, and you know, when we see it's all good doing it late in the season, but the rigour of back-to-back, week-to-week football, and you know, the man on your screen as well. Fingers crossed we see a fully fit Ryan Pappenhausen, because he can make such a difference. We tend to forget just how good he is and what he can do, and the guy far longer as well. Wow, imagine him coming off the bench after you've got a bit of fatigue in the legs. That isn't pleasant.
Well, and add to that, I mean, we're speaking about that side that we saw in that highlight package as well too, is the Broncos, and they have a great rivalry with those guys as well.
Yeah, well, again, the rivalry. What did they break the? Yeah. They break the hoodoo.
Statman.
Yeah, it was in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, and I think if you go to Brisbane, I think it was 2009, so it was even longer.
Yeah, so that's been broken. So yeah, we'll look forward to those two going up against each other again. They put on some magnificent games, those two clubs.
Yeah, well, they produce some big stats as well too, Paulie.
Yeah, and they'll play in round 5 back down in Melbourne, so they get a bit of an advantage there. But what they don't get the advantage of is, again, the amount of wins that the opponents had in 2023. If you add them up, the Storm have the hardest schedule, hardest draw going into 2024. And as James said, things change as the year goes on. Teams can perform differently, but if we just look at that stat, it's not a great one for Coach Craig Bellamy. Neither is this one. 4 blowout losses, that's 16 or more last year, right? Not in the usual mould of Bellamy coach teams. The rest of the top 4 only had 3 combined of 16 or more losses. 2 of those losses were against the Panthers. So they're a long way off the pace when you just look at them to the team that won it, and that's what he'll need to improve.